Let's go.
Matchup of the NFC this weekend. I picked the Cowboys to possibly make a Super Bowl run. And boy, as Dub would always say, what can go wrong in Dallas will go wrong in Dallas. Dallas is too good. They're making me look bad. I wouldn't have picked you guys to go to the Super Bowl if I didn't think you actually could. So let's get
in your matchup happened the past weekend. Miami versus Dallas. It didn't work out well. They lost by 2 points. They on a 3-game losing streak. No,
it didn't work well, man. I thought, and Dallas looked good in that game, right? Like in terms of the resilience. They didn't look good in terms of a Super Bowl champion, but they look good in terms of being resilient. I feel like they had a chance to win that game. I feel like they didn't run enough time off the clock on that last touchdown, and it left way too much time for Miami to get in the field goal position and win the football game. That's coaching. And I'm starting to see a trend here. Again, anytime I'm looking on the sideline and I see a coach and his face is disgruntled and he's looking like he, just pooped on himself, to me, that's a bad call that they made. You can't blame the players. I'm starting to see that having a Hall of Fame MVP caliber player masks whether or not they're really a great coach. When we think about Sean Payton, yes, New Orleans was running on all cylinders. They were putting bounties on players' heads on the other teams. 50,000, you get 50,000. You get 50,000. And they were winning games with Drew Brees. Super Bowls, they playing Peyton Manning in the Super Bowl. Saints coach, one of the ugliest Super Bowls in terms of uniforms I've seen in I don't know how long. But they made it. Now we're seeing the same thing with Dallas. And I can't question the talent. When we look at the talent on paper, this is arguably the most talented team in football. It's definitely top 3 to 5. When you look at defense, when you look at offense, CeeDee Lamb, you look at the guys who are out there. I mean, this is a talented football team. But when I look at the play calling, you got Brandon Cooks who's been going crazy. That's the name I was trying to think of a few seconds ago. Brandon Cooks, CeeDee Lamb, Dak Prescott, Ferguson at tight end. Why aren't you guys winning the games that matter? I'm very confused.
What are you confused about, JC? Every year, I keep telling y'all, man. This is Dallas. This is their DNA. Now, this is what's
it's Mike McCarthy.
It's not McCarthy. McCarthy can coach. Listen, this is what's going to happen on Saturday. When the Cowboys play the Lions, the Cowboys are going to have a stellar game. They're going to put so many points up on the scoreboard, and they're going to win, maybe by 2 touchdowns. And everybody's like, oh, they look, they're back in shape. They'll get up for the playoffs. Like, they're good. Man, 2 weeks later, man, they're going to look like stir-fried shit. They're going to lose the first round of playoffs. And I think the playoff picture, I don't know who they would face in the playoffs. I think it might be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, or the way they're positioned in the NFC.
We'll throw it up on the screen.
Listen, if they play in the Buccaneers, you want to be careful. Buccaneers are a sneaky team. They are very.
Baker Mayfield is playing some of the best football of his career right now.
Baker cooking. So, nonetheless, I just think the Cowboys are just the Cowboys. Moreover, it's Dallas. Like, this is what they do, man. They cannot prosper. That's it. Nothing else.
I'm gonna throw it out there. So you got the Cowboys winning this weekend, maybe by 2 touchdowns. I'm taking the Lions to go into Dallas and win that football game. And I'm going to tell you why. It's 2 words, Jahmyr Gibbs. The Cowboys couldn't stop the run if it was a cold and they had Tylenol day and night flu severe on hand. They can't stop the run. Jahmyr Gibbs is going to go lights out on this Dallas Cowboys defense when it comes to Saturday night. And, I think it's going to be a high-scoring affair to your point. I do think it'll be a close game, but I see Detroit winning this game for all of the reasons why you mentioned Detroit would be a contender before we started the season. If y'all haven't subscribed and went back and checked out old videos, Dub called the Lions being the team that they are today. He talked about it before the season, talked about just starting with the head coach and being a leader of men, what type of football team they were going to be. I didn't buy into it, but I see it now. I've seen the light. The Detroit Lions are a physical football team. I've seen them down and come back and win games. I've seen them dominate games from the onset. I've seen them down 2 touchdowns going into the fourth quarter and meticulously just come back and win the game. This is one of the best teams in the NFL right now, if you ask me. The Detroit Lions are one of the best teams in the NFL. We could see a Ravens-Lions Super Bowl. That would be kind of awkward in a way, like Baltimore, Detroit.
I would enjoy it. Two gritty cities coming to match up. They sparring. I think it's gonna be it would be a nice Super Bowl if you ask me.
Great game.